Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are talking to the owner of JF Designer Homes based out of Lakeland, Florida. And we're talking real estate development and the amazing work that our woman in charge, Farah Gaston, does. And she's taking homes, she's redeveloping them. Maybe they're a little undesirable. And guess what? She's able to sell them to new owners. It's an amazing business and such a smart, savvy woman. How are you today, hon?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jill?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. We've gotten to speak a few times. I've got to see some of your beautiful work. For those who are just tuning in, would you mind just sharing a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes, my name is Farah Gaston, owner of JF Designer Homes. Been doing it for 10 years this year. Whoop, whoop.
Ah,
And like Joe said, I take undesirable homes that are basically on their last leg. I fix them, make them beautiful for their new forever owner, and I just love it. It's just been an amazing journey.
and on this journey, we're going to discuss today. I know more about the work you're doing, and if people do want to reach out to you, would you mind sharing the website, any form of contact?
Yes, the website is www.jfdesignerhomes.com. You can contact me via phone 863-450-5914 or my email info@jfdesignerhomes.com.
Beautiful. Thank you. And as we continue our discussion, I'm going to open up the lines in just a few minutes. 631-307-4010. That's 631-307-4010 for any questions you have along the way. And we'll open those lines up momentarily. I'll let you know. All right. So what did you want to discuss for today?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's this new project that I'm working on. It's a four bedroom, three bath home that it has really solid bones. However, it on the inside it was basically completely trashed out. The subfloor was completely messed up. The We had to replace all the floor joists. We had to replace basically everything except for the walls themselves. And we had to replace the windows. We had to do the flooring, everything. And there was everything was going great. And then we had the hurricane, so the house got flooded, and we basically have to start all
Oh
over.
my gosh. No.
Yeah, so those are the wonderful things that happen during real estate. You can plan for everything else and you can plan for stormy weather, but you can't plan for a crazy, literally storm that floods the house because I've been in Florida for 24 years this year, and we've never had a flooded home before. We've had everything else. Being in real estate now for 10 years, we've never had a flooded home. We've had, the roof being ripped off because of a hurricane, but this is our very first flood. And fun thing, insurance doesn't cover flood unless you actually have flood insurance.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, gosh, reminding me about this. I need to check this too. Yes.
Wait, you need flood insurance, but
No,
you're in
I
New
need to check
York.
this, but hold on. But how does that work? What if there's a storm and then, the flood comes, I mean, is flood meaning like we have a hurricane or tornado here and like the rain gets in? Is that, or a pipe burst? I don't even know. Isn't that flood insurance too? Or this is strictly for people that
No.
live on the water?
So that's the thing. You would think it's for people that live in the water, but I guess their term of flood and our term of flood is different. My term of
Okay,
flood is
okay,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, our term of flood, like normal people, it rains and the water,
Yeah, yeah,
rises
yeah.
and the house floods. Yeah, they don't cover that. They're like, that's not really, we don't cover that. We'll cover if the rain falls and the roof bursts and the
Ugh,
water falls from the roof and it destroys it
wow.
that way. I'm like, wait a minute, that's literally the same thing. But they're like, no, it came from underground. So
Oh,
yeah, I did not have flood insurance, so we basically have to start all over. Almost $40,000 worth of extra damage we did not plan for. But the good news is the house is worth about 700, $800,000. So we'll still make money, but we're going to be short 40 grand in profits and the delay in time too to get it fixed. So that's not fun, but it's just that's one of the kind of growing pains of real estate. You can't really plan for anything, although you think you have everything situated. There's always going to be something where you're like, man, I did not anticipate that at all. And I did not anticipate two floods, let alone or not two floods, two hurricanes back to back, let alone getting flooded.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. These things
Right?
happen. Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay. What else? What else? My goodness. I got to think about this. Okay. So, I mean, how many times
Oh
does
my
this happen
goodness.
to you? Is this most of the time things go smooth
The
or is
first.
there always kinks?
Most Well, most of the time there's like a few kinks here and there, but it's never been this major. It was kind of like, let's just say I did not sleep that night when I got after like, 4 months of getting the inspector to go out there, the insurance to do their thing, only to say, I'm sorry, you don't have flood insurance. This will not be covered. I'm like, I paid you 4 grand for insurance and you're not covering anything at all. I'm like, we have
Wow.
hurricane and wind. They're like, yeah, but it's not the same thing as flood. And I called lawyers, I called other companies to see if maybe it's just me. They're
Hmm.
like, yeah, no, it does not cover anything, unfortunately. You actually have to have separate flood insurance.
Wow. What else are we going to learn today? This is fascinating, teaching us a lot too. Um,
Yeah.
Interesting. I just want to remind everyone if they do want to reach out to you again, jfdesignerhomes.com. And wow, you're working in strictly what areas in Florida, just so people are aware?
Yeah, so I mostly work Central Florida, and I've tar started going to South Florida, kind of like the Miami-Dade area and West Palm Beach, but primarily I work Orlando to Tampa, St. Petersburg area.
Beautiful. My goodness. What is the weather where you are today, by the way?
Right now it's gorgeous. We have some warm weather again, thank goodness, no snow.
Lucky. I think we're getting some tomorrow.
Oh, this is good. So always back to normal then.
Yeah. And I just want people to know as well, you've shared your personal story with us, heartbreaking, of what happened to you in the past, but also the joy that came out of this because of what you learned. Could you just share a little bit about how you got into this field? People might be saying, well,
Yes.
I'm in, a different state. Can I do this too? Is it possible?
Yes, absolutely. You can do it in any state and technically any country. You just have to learn their laws and their process, but it's actually very simple. I got into it about 10 and a half years ago with my husband, my late husband. We met and he was talking about real estate and I'm like, well, that sounds fun and great. I want to get into it. And I was like, but I hear you have to have a lot of money, you have to have perfect
Yeah.
credit. Otherwise, you can't do it. He said, no, absolutely not. There's different ways to do it. So, what we started doing when I first started with him, he taught me how to do something called wholesale, which is you're not buying the property and fixing it. You're literally flipping paper, is what we call it in the real estate world. You actually take the property that you're looking to buy and you give it to someone else. Let's say a flipper like me or a landlord who's going to buy it, fix it, and keep it as a rental. So you don't have to do anything at all. You just connect
Ah,
the two people together. You're the
yep.
middleman, you can seller
Yep.
with the buyer. And you get paid, and you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to change the locks or clean it out. The buyer does all of that. And then we started progressing into flipping and rentals. So it's actually a very, very simple process. It just takes it takes a lot of courage because it's scary. And I know when me saying, hey, my house flooded, 40 grand extra, that's very, very scary. But that doesn't
Yeah.
happen always. But there definitely is some trying things that happen with the city, code enforcement, the neighbors not liking you because they think you should buy their house for so much money, and because you didn't, now they're calling code enforcement on you saying, hey, they're replacing the windows, they didn't pull permits. So you have to be wary of a few things,
Yeah,
but
of
other than that,
course.
it's yeah, but it's just like any other career. There's just growing pains, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly, but at the end of the day, you own your own business and you get to help
Yep.
so many people. Yeah, you're helping the seller, you're helping the buyer, you're helping the contractor, the handyman. They're able to work and have money to pay for whatever they do if they have a
And
home. Yeah,
but
they're
you also got your personality. You love clearly you love what you're doing. You have to be personable, right, to work with these type of people.
Yes, absolutely. You have to be because it's kind of like you're building rapport, you're building relationships. Because if you have a contractor that is good to you and you're good to them, you can actually go on vacation for a week and come back and the work's being done. And they're if you write them a check for too much, they're actually gonna say, hey, listen, that check was way too much. Sorry. Because funny story, one day, one of my handymans, he's been with me and my
Yeah.
late husband
Mhm.
for like 8 years. and I wrote him a check. It's supposed to be for 3,000, but I don't know what happened, but I guess I wrote it for 30,000. And he's like, the check is too much. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a $3,000 check. He's like, no, you wrote $30,000. I'm like, oh my gosh. He could have gone, he could have cashed that check and I would not have known the wiser. But he was actually very nice. He's like, no, no, that's too much. You've been too good for me to do that. Because he could have just disappeared and I would have never found him. And I wrote the check, so I couldn't really chase it down. Is my signature that's on it.
Yeah, no. Oh my goodness. Well, at this time, I also want you to remind everyone how we can contact you and share all the information and social media pages as well.
Yes, you can contact me phone wise, 863-450-5914. You can search me on email, info@jfdesignerhomes.com, website, jfdesignerhomes.com. You can find me on Instagram, Farah Gaston Official, or Facebook, Farah Gaston.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Excited that you're back with us, joining us today. And again, the lines are open 631-307-4010. And we have a call coming in. Hi, welcome to the show. Who's this?
Hi, hello, my name's Marsha.
Hi, Marcia. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Just want you to know you are live on the line, as you've probably been listening. But just so you know, Farah Guest is here live joining us. What's the question?
Hi, Marsha.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. So, I did hear a little bit what you were saying, and how you design homes and basically how you are like a buyer and seller type of thing or a contractor. I'm not sure exactly what the title was, but what advice would you have for someone like myself looking to get into the same business? Like, because I'm a beginner, I don't know much about real estate. So, what advice would you give me?
Okay, that's
Oh,
a very good question. The advice I would give you is if you go on meetup.com, you'll be able to find a lot of basically meetups that do real estate. They have meetings and they'll be able to help you learn a lot about the business. And then also, if you can, definitely search YouTube. There's a lot of other investors like myself. They post, they show you a few things, not everything, but enough for you to get started. And definitely first start with wholesaling because that does not that does not cost a lot of money and does not cost you a lot of time. You just need to find someone that needs to sell their home, and then at the end you find someone like me who's going to buy it, fix it, and sell it or keep it as a rental, and you get to make 5, 10, 15, $20,000, however much room there is for you to make that money, and it literally costs you nothing. Just to start telling everybody, hey, I started a new business, I'm in a real estate investing, I'm looking for homes that nobody else can buy because it needs too much work or it might
yeah.
have some code enforcement. You can actually get started that way.
Okay, so you said on meetup.com I could also find like investors and stuff?
Yes, you can find investors and also people like me who actually have classes that are basically free, or if it's not free, it's maybe
Hmm.
like $10 for you to go. They have like weekly meetups. You can search like REI, Real Estate Investment Associations. You can find them too. You can link up with all those. There's going to be if not hundreds, there's going to be thousands of other investors, like-minded people. There's going to be newbies like you. There's going to be people that are a little bit
Yeah.
more seasoned like me, people that have been doing it for 30, 40 years. You'll be able to get a lot of impact that way.
Nice. Very well, thank you for answering my question.
Well, thank you for
You're
calling.
very welcome.
And if you want to reach out, tell us again how you could do so, please.
Yes, if you want to reach out to me, give me a call, 863-450-5914, or you can look me up on Instagram or Facebook, Farah Gaston Official.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. And if anyone else does want to call in, 631-307-4010, the lines are still open. Thank you so much. Okay, let me drop this one in case someone else calls. There you go. All right. Thank you again for being here. And I know I loved, last time I was able to go to, we were literally on like the Zoom, and to see your houses flipped. I mean, the amount of work that goes into them. I mean, beautiful. You also have an eye like for interior design. Is that part of this? I mean, or who helps you with that process?
It's definitely an eye. And also, my late husband, he taught me basically everything that I know. He was able to tell
Mm,
me, hey, listen, make the home as beautiful as can be, but just don't overdo it because you don't want to build a Taj Mahal in the ghetto, essentially, because you'll never get the value. But definitely make it a home that you would live into it. If you fix it, you like, I would never live into it, then it's not fixed right. So he taught me that. And then, the color schemes, neutral colors. That goes with everything because the last thing you want a buyer to do is to buy your home and then like, man, I
yeah.
gotta paint it. I gotta change everything because it doesn't match my furniture. I gotta buy new furniture to match. No, it's simple, warm, neutral colors that will
Yeah.
match with everything. So that way it's move-in ready essentially.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, I just love like the trends that you're doing. You showed me that bathroom and that tile and the floors, and it's just like it's gosh, I feel like it's intimidating. Like I want to do this, but how do I know how to do that? I don't know. I mean, but I guess if you could do it, anyone could do it, right? I'm a girl too, yeah, and I'm a single one.
You can do it. It's actually not that hard. And if you have any questions, if you go to Floor and Decor and Home Home Depot and Lowe's, they
Love those
actually
places.
have some color palettes too that will be able to show you, hey, this matches that. So if you have like, well, that green and that blue will not work. Okay, let's put it together on this screen. You can go to Lowe's and Home Depot and Floor and Decor, and they'll actually say, hey, listen, this is what our other people are doing. You might like it, you might not like it. So it's definitely not too complicated. In worst case scenario, if you don't like it, guess what? You can always repaint it. You can always redo it because the end product, you have to love it in order for it to make sense for you because your name is what's on it at the end of the day.
Well, I think this is a potential career for me. I'm looking for some other part-time work. I got to learn how to do this. I feel like though I'm in New York, Long Island, and like the property is just way too expensive. Can you work out of state, like, or is it better to work in your neighborhood because you want to be hands-on, right?
No, you can work out of state. It's definitely a little bit more challenging because you have to definitely find people that you can trust, but it's not impossible. There's a lot of investors that do virtual. We call that virtual wholesaling or virtual flipping. Me, I'm not strong enough to do it just yet because I have to be there myself and I have to see it, but definitely you can do it. There's definitely ways you can find your best bet would be to find actually a realtor that you like and connect with because they'll be your eyes, your ear, and your ears because guess what? They'll be able to list the home once it's done. So they're going to make sure it's done correctly because that's their money that's on the line too.
Got it. Thank you for that. And, would you say, for those out there, what would say is the biggest challenge of this? Really. And, why, do we choose you? Because there are other people out there that are doing this. Could you just share the dedication and the passion that you all have and why people are turning to you at, JF Designer Homes?
The biggest challenge would be the trust, honestly. There's a lot of investors, we have a bad name. They call us, I guess, they think we're stealing the money from the people because we're stealing their equity. But what they don't understand is the difference between me and the bigger companies is I am a lot more personable. I am going to meet the seller at their home. That's why I don't really like to do virtual quite yet. I'm going to meet the seller at their home. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to explain to them, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Your home, I want to buy it. However, it has to make sense because I have to buy it, I have to fix it, I have to sell it, and I have to get a loan against it to be able to buy it, fix it, and sell it because I don't have $300,000 lying around. I wish I did, but I do not. So I have to get a loan that costs money. I have to pay
Got it.
interest payments.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to pay realtors fees. I have to pay closing costs. And you know what? To make it easier for you, I'll pay your closing costs. That'll save you 2, 3% as well. And on top of that, with the when I'm done with the home, I'm gonna sell it to the buyer and I'm gonna save them closing costs. I'm gonna pay their closing costs and I'm gonna pay their realtor's costs. So I'm losing about 15% right there in equity. So that equity that you think is so big, it comes down to a little bit smaller once I sell the property. I'm in the business of making money and I want it to make sense, but it also has to make sense for you too. So if you cannot sell to me for a price that we're both comfortable with, that's okay. We can walk away as friends. Now, a lot of of the bigger companies, they'll put it under contract for whatever, and then 2, 3 weeks later, they'll come back and say, "Oh, that's too much." And honestly, I don't like that because it wasted the person's time, and the person got their hopes up thinking, "Hey, I'm going to sell this property. I'm going to get rid of this headache." When in reality, no, they have to start all over because the person just wrote a number down. They drop it down more. They drop it down more. Then they drop it down more, and it's like not fair because they do it mostly virtually and they don't have the solid numbers of the repair costs. So when they do,
Yeah.
they're like, "It doesn't need 50,000, it needs 100,000. So now I need to take $50,000 out of your pocket."
Yeah.
And it kind of gives us a bad name that way. So that's
Ah,
probably one of the challenges. And the reason why it's best to deal with me is because, like I said, I'm going to meet you, I'm going to talk to you, we're going to discuss, I'm going to offer you the extra time for you to move because we've had sellers that needed an extra month, 2 months to find a new place to move. So instead of buying it the same day, oh, they have to move. Like, hey, listen, you need an extra week or two. I got you.
yeah.
We've gone ahead. Yeah, we've rented U-Hauls and we've actually helped them move too. So there's definitely that extra
Special
white glove.
TLC and VIP white glove treatment. You got it, girl. That's
Yes,
exactly what
that's correct.
Beautiful. All right. Well, oh my goodness. We still have 7 more minutes left in the show. Is there anything else in particular that you want, people to know about you, why they should reach out to you if they want to sell their house?
Yeah, reach out to me because like I said, another thing I do usually is I will send the seller the pictures of the progress too, so that way they can see, hey, listen, I didn't just, dump some paint on your house and then I sold it for $100,000 more. And I actually put the love and care in the home. I did the bathrooms like I said I was gonna do. I replaced the roofs like I said I was gonna do. And so that way you can see, oh wow, her word is her bond. She actually did everything she said she was gonna do. And that's that's pretty much it. I love what I do. It is just me and my workers, my contractors, my handyman and my realtors. So I'm not a huge company, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I am definitely your best bet if you want that 5-star treatment. I will help you whatever you need. Like I said, I'm not opposed to putting on some sneakers and some jeans and I'm going to help you pack your stuff and move.
Got it. I love it. Oh my goodness. And I wish well, I want people to go to the website because you could see some pictures there too. But yeah, it's just fascinating before and after. Now, are you doing this all yourself or do you have a team of people that you're working with?
So I have a team of people that I work with, but primarily I am doing it by myself essentially.
Got
But you'll be
that.
talking to me, you talk to me for when it comes to everything. Even if I'm on vacation, I'm going to answer that phone, be like, how can I help you? What do you need? Because 90% of this, I can do it from a laptop. So if you need to sell your home, you're like, hey, I need to sell it today. All right, let's put it under contract. I'll have my contractor go take a look at it, and we'll be able to make sure by the time I get back, I'm able to sign. In worst case scenario, if need be, I can do a mobile notary and I can sign from overseas and overnight the documents. Whatever you need to get it done, I'm able to do it.
Got it. And I mean, most of the homes you're renovating like the bathrooms, the kitchens, right? The flooring. Are we taking out carpets all throughout the homes these days and just putting down floors? What's the trend with that?
So the trend now is a lot of people they do love the vinyl flooring, which is called like the plank faux wood, and it's beautiful. So usually we do the plank throughout, but some people they still do like carpet, so we'll
Carpet
put the
upstairs
carpet
usually, or
carpet in the bedrooms.
got it. Not the halls. That's what I got to
Yeah,
change about my house. I
not
have to
the
do
hall.
that. No, exactly. And that's one day I got to update that because when I moved in here 8 years ago, I mean, the builder redid everything basic in a sense, but the upstairs, carpets, the steps are getting all tracked and stuff now. And I'm assuming people are just doing the steps the hardwood way as well, right?
Yes, that's correct. Only
And
the
if not,
bedrooms are
yeah,
carpeted.
put a runner on it and that could be changed out, right? But yeah, I'm just getting sick of the
Yeah.
carpet getting all flat. And then I have cats that are like itching it up and it's just like, ah. So, all right, good to know.
Yeah,
And in the kitchen, I know like,
absolutely.
oh, say it again.
No, I said, yeah, absolutely, because that's the way. That's the new trend right now.
Yeah, and I saw oh, what was I just saying? Oh, in your pictures that we saw, last time. I mean, the trend is really everything is stainless steel appliance in the kitchen. Is it like granite countertops or what are we doing for countertops in the kitchen?
So countertops right now, we're doing the quartz because it's
Oh,
more sturdy and more durable than granite, and it's not porous at all. So if you leave water on the quartz, it's not gonna seep into the stone. It you can like wipe it off and it's just easier to clean. So if your bratty kids take markers and they write on the quartz, you can wipe it off with just some hand sanitizer, literally. It's insane. So it lasts longer and is way, way more durable.
So
And it's
I'm
only
assuming then quartz is more expensive than granite.
a little bit, not really by much, not
Okay,
really by much
interesting.
at all. Well, then again, I have people that use all the time, so I get the discount. But I think the difference that we were quoting between the quartz and the quartz was $1,000 more, but it'll last longer
Got it.
and is more durable. So if someone drops a huge metal on it, it won't break and crack like a granite would.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. I didn't realize that. See, I'm learning myself. I think I have granite downstairs. Does the granite also like have the, help me out here? It gets like, I don't know if it's bleeding something or it's effervescent what's the word, but does quartz do the same type thing where I have to buy that spray that kind of gets all the grime that comes out? What is that? I don't know what that is.
No, I don't know the word you're looking for either, but I do know what you're talking about because I had granite and I'm like, I need to get rid of it because every little imperfection you can see it in the granite. And the quartz, you can literally just use water to wipe anything off. Nothing stays. It's not gonna be like granite where it's like seeped in and you see like
Yeah.
the ring. No, no,
All
quartz,
right.
that
Good.
does not happen.
I can't wait to
Easy
redo
to
my home
clean.
one day. All right. Awesome. Awesome. The tips and the tricks. And then even like on the outside, a lot of times, you replace some windows, you're also just maybe giving it a new coat of paint. But there's things you can
Yes,
really do to
that'll
increase
be
the value.
reflected.
What would you say the most biggest thing in a home that increases the value of it that's important to do?
The biggest thing, honestly, and it's actually not expensive or inexpensive, is paint. A fresh coat of paint on the inside and the outside can give the house the facelift that it needs to just make it look new and more beautiful. It literally is the difference in wearing makeup and not wearing makeup. You can definitely feel the confidence when you're wearing makeup as opposed to when you're not wearing makeup. You're like, I feel good, but makeup would make me feel a little bit more bonita, as they say.
So true. I agree with that because and men don't understand seem like they don't really understand that. I think a lot of times, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, you look great without makeup. I'm like, but I don't feel as good? Oh gosh. Well, thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, we must go. Remind us how we can reach out to you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Of course, Farah Gaston Official on Instagram, Farah Gaston on Facebook, phone number 863-450-5914, email address info@jfdesignerhomes.com, and website jfdesignerhomes.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much, sweetheart. You have a fantastic day, and hopefully we'll chat again next week. And thank you to our caller who called in, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Joe. Have a good one, love.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you. Bye bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.